heading toward the starting blocks. I swallowed my protests about needing more time, realizing none of the officials seemed to care, then quickly tugged out my other earbud, dropped it on top of my parka at my feet, and pulled down my goggles, pressing them into place. Less than 30 seconds later, I dived into the pool. I was glad this was my last heat of the night. My body was tense. The lines on the bottom of the pool were there just like they always were, but as I fell into my rhythm, the image of the guy wearing a Heath Hall mask seemed to take over my vision. "Stop," I told my brain. My shoulders burned and my eyes stung with the pain. I winced and pushed through, forcing my arms to make the rotation even though they tried to tell me as loud as possible that they didn't want to. I touched the wall and then flip-kicked off it. Just one more length of the pool. The adrenaline masked some of the pain. I stretched out, and with one final kick, touched the wall. My eyes went straight to the results board. I was 3 seconds slower than my normal time, putting me in 4th place. I hit the water in frustration. It was the first race I'd lost in weeks. Coach stood over my lane, so I pulled off my cap and goggles. "Hadley, how are the shoulders?" "Okay." He raised his eyebrows. "Go have DJ ice them." Coach reached down and gave me a hand out of the pool. He didn't say anything else. He didn't have to. After rinsing off in the shower and pulling on my t-shirt and sweats over my still wet suit, I went to the trainer's office. DJ sat in a chair, his feet on the desk, reading a book. There were some who faked injuries just to get in front of him. His dark eyes were so concerned as he'd check out any ailment. And yes, he was cute. I wasn't interested, but I wasn't blind either. With his light brown eyes and loose dark curls, he looked like the sweet best friend in movies who always ended up with the girl. I knocked on the glass of the open door, and he looked up. "Are you busy?" I asked. He held up his book, but the title was in Spanish, so I couldn't read it. "For school?" I asked. "Sort of," he said. "And to make my mom happy. Apparently language can be lost in as little as 1 generation. He set the book aside and sat forward. "What can I do for you?" "Ice." He jumped out of his seat. "Shoulders?" I was only ever in here for one reason. My shoulders. "Yes." "Come in." His hands were gentle as he guided me to the seat he'd just abandoned. "Your races go okay? You seem upset." "I'm fine," I said, not wanting to talk about the only race I lost tonight and how irritated I was about the distraction. Apparently my face had already done the talking for me. I changed the subject. "I didn't think you'd be here tonight." "I'm here so the real trainer can be poolside." He scooped ice into 2 large Ziploc bags. Only half of his last scoop made it into the bag, the rest spilling on the floor. He fumbled with trying to clean it up. I bent down to help him, and he waved me off and left it there scattered across the floor. He returned to my side. "I know you don't take this pain very seriously, Hadley, but if you're not nicer to your shoulders, this could get serious soon. You need to rest them more." "I'm nice to my shoulders." He gave a grunt of disagreement and placed a bag on my right shoulder. "Hold this." I did, and he grabbed the plastic wrap, then began to secure it down. As his hands worked their way around my shoulder, his shirt brushed my cheek. It smelled so good that it relaxed me a bit. He moved on to the other shoulder, and I looked away to control my urge to sniff him. "Okay, you're all set." "Thanks." "Maybe for a while, until your joint pain settles. You could work on your form." I smiled. "Yes, coach." Amelia, my best friend, was applying mascara when I joined her by the lockers. After she put it back in her bag, she turned and poked one of the ice packs attached to me. "Nice. You're all suited up for some football." "Funny." "How was DJ? As dreamy as ever?" "Yep, still the cutest nerd I know." "Do you think he'd date a high school?"